Hello and welcome. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. You are listening to And Another Thing. We are Joella and Helen, and this is episode 20.
This is a milestone episode.
Well, because we looked up what milestones were.
Yeah.
And basically it's whatever we wanted to make a milestone.
In fives.
We
We figured.
So 20. Whoop, whoop. We got here.
We're here.
Who would have thunk it? I have a piece of paper that has good afternoon, good evening, and good morning written on it so that I remember which one I'm saying each episode. And I only wrote up to 20. So I don't know if I was optimistic or pessimistic
Yeah.
that we were going to get to 20. But
Or maybe we were just going to get to 20 and that was it. And we were going to have to say, oh, this
this is a dud and going nowhere.
But I'm sorry, folks, there will be a 21. I'm in a good mood because I haven't been working.
Look at that.
I've just got back from the lake yesterday or day before, can't remember. So I'm rested.
Nice.
And
How long are you away for?
Joe's had a hell of a day. We were just away for 4 days.
Was that all?
Well, we went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, we came back Monday.
Oh, okay. Well, you've been off work for
I've
about
been
a
off
week.
work.
Yeah.
It's a week today. I'm back tomorrow.
How was your time at the lake?
Nice.
Yeah? I
Nothing
heard you read a
better
book.
I finished my book.
Mm-hmm.
I finished The Names by Florence Knapp.
Mm-hmm.
And then I left my second book where we were staying because we went over to Val's cottage
Mm-hmm.
on the same lake. And then she lent me a book and I read all of that.
Two
Yeah.
books in 4 days.
Yeah. Well,
Goodness gracious.
one and a bit.
Well, let's just call it two. It
But
sounds
still,
impressive.
a whole book while I was there.
Yeah.
A whole book. It was good. It was The Drop by Michael Connolly. Have you ever read any of his?
Yeah.
I
He's a
was
good
like,
author.
yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
I was like, keep reading, keep reading.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was good.
Look at you delving into different genres too. 'Cause
I know.
That's not an easy read
No.
one. That's a,
It was good.
yeah.
What else did we do? My Weight Watchers app was like, hello, where are you? So that
Sending
didn't
you
happen.
reminders.
Yeah. I had ice creams and everything. So
Well, that's what you're supposed to do on a vacation
but then it's
or a holiday.
really hard to get back. I've done it today. I'm back
Okay.
in today, but it's hard to do again.
I'm sure it is. You've had 4 days of willy-nilly. Where are you,
willy-nilly.
Weight Watchers?
It's like, have you forgotten? No. But the one thing I
Because
had
ignored you.
the one thing I had for breakfast was my day's points.
What did you have for breakfast?
Well, I'm just saying because like I would normally just have like half a piece of bread.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you
ate it
and
up.
I had Bailey's in my coffee. So
Oh, delicious.
yeah, it's my holiday treat.
That sounds wonderful.
It was a good time.
What a nice
Good
time to
was
be
had.
away.
I know. And you work?
Just working.
Well, today was a
Banger
doozy.
of a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today was a very busy day. And also, I said to one of our guys that was supposed to be in it too, I was like, oh, don't come in. Come in until 3. And then afterwards, I sent the message. And probably about half an hour later, we got really busy. And why did I do that?
Well, because you're just going with the flow of what you're thinking
the
at
moment.
the time. Yeah.
And so
That always happens.
Yes, it does always happen. We are 1 week away from school going back. And it's kind of that weird week of sometimes it's not busy, sometimes it is busy. Today it was just freaking busy.
Well, you had a day like I described a few podcasts ago that was that massive hour that we don't normally get until we're in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And you had it on some random Wednesday with even less staff than I did it on that Sunday.
Yep.
And what the hell? Where did all these people come from?
I have and they weren't like 1 or 2 people. There were lots of table numbers,
Like
sizes.
big
Thank you.
tables.
Big table sizes. Yeah, it was a day.
I feel you.
Yeah. But the other thing that has also happened while you were away is that I moved.
Yes.
Which we didn't really talk much about at all. We didn't say anything, actually. I don't
No.
think. But I moved apartments. So that has been, I thought that I was going to have a great old time of like editing last week's episode, having time to do that, and then having like a week off because you were also away. I was like, this is going to be so lovely. I'm going to have a break from the podcast too. And then I moved and I haven't had any time to do some research and to look into new equipment. But alas.
Yeah. And we're doing it again. Here we are again. We're on the roll
Rinse and
again. Exactly. Well, it's nice to be back. Feels like I haven't seen you for ages. So,
I know. Yeah, it is nice.
do we have any admin stuff to do? I feel like I don't have it. Do you have your phone?
Email.
Yeah, we received an email. I would like to share that with everybody, or Jo will, because she's better at reading.
I got
out
to try
loud.
and find it first. So we got an email from a listener of ours. Is it someone that's emailed before? I can't remember.
Yep, second time. The first time they emailed was about which knife they used to cut their bread.
Oh, right. I was going to say first time caller. No, what is it? What's that line? First time listener, long time listener, first time caller.
Okay.
Do you know the radio station
No.
line?
No.
Okay, cool, good chat.
Yeah, good chat.
There's a radio station line where it's long time listener, first time caller.
Oh, okay.
Because they've listened for a long time,
Right.
but they've never called, and so this is a second time. There's no. It's not gonna
Anyway,
fly.
move on.
Yep. Watch that boat sail by. Okay, so this is from. I'm trying to think. Am I reading the?
Steve.
Oh, okay. I'm going to read the whole thing. Good morning, ladies. First, let me say that I'm one of the Saturday ladies, and I was the one who told Helen how much I miss coming in. Thank you for the shout out. So, not coming in. The podcast's always on my mind, but I was behind. At 3:45 a.m. last night and unable to sleep, I thought I'd listen to number 16 and perhaps fall asleep again. I don't know why someone thinks listening to our podcast would be a great one to fall asleep to, but nevertheless, it didn't work, naturally. Woke me up fully. Laughing meant I had to get up to pee and no chance of dozing happening. So I went on to number 17. Must have fallen asleep sometime after 6 and was awakened by a phone call. Recapping my overnight adventure with you two. I cut my sandwiches on the diagonal. My go-to is cheese and pickle with crisps on the side. My superpower would absolutely be the same as Helen. So I could go up and visit my family in the UK or help someone in an instant. So I think it was last week or the week before. I think the week before where we talked about what would your superpower be, and we both chose teleportation.
Yes.
So that's what this one of our Saturday ladies. This is also what she chose. She carries on with saying, "I loved the idea of name changing though." And I think this is also when you're ordering a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And because I was saying my mum doesn't use her name, she says my name.
Yeah.
She says Jo.
Yeah.
But she says, I'm often asked how to spell her name, which is a very common name. I won't share it, but it's a very common name. She says, I think I'll use Steve.
I'm going to call her Steve next time she comes
Which
in.
when we read that, it just made us laugh so much. I'll be watching for manicuring the tables next time I'm in. Thank you for getting me through the night, Steve.
That's perfect.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
That was a lovely, lovely email. It made us laugh.
It did make us laugh. That was a good moment when we were working together. I'm like, we got an email. And then that was a funny one. So that's all I got about my week.
That's all the admin that we've got. I don't think there's any much more to update anybody on.
I don't think so.
I haven't the foggiest idea what we talked about last week to be able to say, hey, carrying on from last week. So,
No. Oh, I do have something.
Right.
It's going back it's going back to 18, where we talked about the song for, are you going to sneeze?
No.
Oh, your face looked
Just
like you were
pulling
going to
the face.
18, where we talked about CPR music.
Oh, yes, like Staying
And,
Alive. the
Yeah.
Bee Gees.
So lots of people had messaged, like on Spotify, so it was Staying Alive.
Okay.
Which after listening to 18, it's quite funny because the other one was Another One Bites the Dust. Like they're both like, you're either staying alive or biting the dust. One of them was Nelly the Elephant.
What?
And I said it to a few of the younger people, and they're like, that's Nelly the Elephant. Nelly the Elephant packed a trunk, said goodbye to the circus. Off she went with the trumpety trump. Trump, trump, trump. But nobody knows what it is. But that was one.
I'm
Do you
sorry,
think that's
I'm not
an English
familiar
thing?
with
Maybe it,
trumpety.
she's a trumpety elephant. Yes, so Nelly, I would know Nelly the Elephant. I could do that one.
Okay. Well, this brings me on to something that happened today. I was standing next to one of our guys at the sink, and he was, you know when you're washing your lettuce and you've got the spinner?
Yeah.
He had a spinner that he was doing something at the sink. And as he was spinning around, I was like, oh, that's like round the mulberry bush. And he's like, isn't that like Jack in the Box? And I was like, no. I said, do you not know round the mulberry bush? Do you know it?
Yes.
And you get the little kids' hands. Usually you do it with little kids.
Yeah.
If you do it with an adult, that's just weird. And you get their hand and you get...
Sorry, I just had the vision of adults going round and round the mulberry bush. A tissue.
No, not that one.
Oh. No, I don't know it then.
It's you get a little. You have to do it with a little kid because they get it and they get excited and anticipate it, and then you get your forefinger or your pointing finger, and then you go around your palm, and you go round and round the mulberry bush goes the teddy bear. 1 step, 2 step, tickly under there.
Yeah, I know
And you're kind
it.
of like crawling up their arm, and then you tickle them under their armpits.
We don't have mulberry bush. We just go round and round the garden like a teddy bear. I'm doing it. I don't know what I'm doing.
Maybe
One step,
it is
2
round the
step.
garden, and I just have called it the mulberry bush the whole entire time.
Yeah. What's your tissue one then?
Ring around the rosy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which when you really know what all of these mean, it's actually quite
Yeah,
depressing.
nursery rhymes are quite scary, aren't
Yeah,
they?
I mean, it's like the Brothers Grimms, so, you know.
Who's that?
The Cinderella, well, I don't know if they write Cinderella, but they're all the fairy tale
Fairy
things.
tales, which
So
are
it's Grimm's Brothers and Hans
Christian Andersen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on what nationality you come from, it's Hans or Hans.
Hans Christian Andersen, anyway, whatever. Steve.
Let's just call him Steve. Oh, dear. All right.
Right.
Well, I think it's time for a quick break, but after this break, we have something really, really exciting for you all.
Yes.
We'll be right back. And we're back. We had to sit here and wait for probably about 15 minutes because my upstairs neighbours were snaking their
Sink.
sink. There were lots of noises coming from upstairs. Anyway, our fun surprise today is we have our first official guest to the podcast today. Whoop, whoop. This guest has featured in many stories so far. They have been a long-time listener, and when we first started this podcast, we knew that they would be our first ever guest. She started out in hospitality during her early teen years. She works at the same place Helen and I do. She is kind-hearted, a force to be reckoned with, a worker with incredible work ethic, and has a sense of humour that makes a working day that much more enjoyable. Please welcome Helen's daughter, Amy, to the podcast.
Hi.
Amy's here.
Sorry, I'm not Milo, everybody.
Yeah, everyone was asking if our surprise when we were buying our equipment was going to be Milo, and it's not Milo.
It's not
It's
Milo.
not Milo, but it's just as good and just as awesome. But we have Amy in the house with us today. This is Amy. We talk about you often on the podcast. Don't know if you actually realise that, but your name comes up often.
Oh, yeah. Listen every week.
Yeah.
Friday morning, there I am.
Amy, who are you and how are you connected to this particular podcast?
Oh, well, I'm Helen's daughter to start off with. So that's why you're probably hearing my name a lot because caused a lot of stories and everything in my mother's life. I also work at the same cafe as my mom, Helen and Joella, and I've been there for about 7 years. So experienced my hospitality side pretty much solely at the cafe.
Nice.
So, and I'm mostly Canadian. I was born in the UK, so I have a more of a Canadian outlook on things, I suppose. But I've been here just as long as my mum, so I guess not really.
Yeah, you didn't come without me.
Yeah. So,
But you came when you were little, though. Like
yeah,
you came when you were 2 or 3?
three,
Four.
three and a half.
3 and a half. Okay.
3 3/4.
I was listening, we were doing testers before, and I was listening back to your voice, and it felt really strange for a second to have a Canadian in my ears. So you have a mixture, listeners, of a Kiwi, a Brit, and a Canadian.
I know. I'm also being very cautious of my accent because it's kind of a hybrid British and Canadian accent when I'm around you two.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be
Just be you.
proper Canadian, eh?
No.
I'm just kidding.
You got to be your natural accent
Yeah.
because when Amy's talking, and especially when you're talking to your mum, and it's like you either are going to England or you've just come back from England or you guys are like in mid conversation, your British comes out
I
so
know.
funny.
It sounds.
love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, how are you feeling about being on a podcast?
Oh my god, this is crazy. I've literally been telling everyone. I said, check in episode 20. I'll be there. So here I am. Sorry if I
special
spoiled the
guest.
surprise. I just told a couple people. I wasn't really telling everyone.
Well, I mean,
but
hey, like mother, like daughter, so there you
yeah.
go.
Spitting out all the surprises.
Well, we haven't really told our listeners anything about the fact that we've got a guest person and that it was going to be you. So the people
Yeah.
who are not related to you or don't know you or don't work with us,
Yeah.
they've got a lovely
got-
surprise.
Yes,
Yeah.
they have a lovely surprise.
Oh, that's
here.
nice. Little Ami.
Do you know how that name came about? Was it because someone told
Maddie.
Maddie said your name wrong?
Maddie just, I don't know. She just calls me Ami. Like,
when
I guess because my name is spelled A-M-I-E.
Yeah.
That's also important, not an A-M-Y.
No, you're not an AMY.
A-M-I-E.
If I want to call you from
Oh, I know. Yeah,
the
yeah.
car, I can't say Amy. I have to say Ami.
Yeah, it's like, please, like, calling Ami, like, when it's, like, Siri or something. Because it's, like, I don't know, it's just
Siri
not...
doesn't understand
Siri doesn't
Amy.
know. So I think maybe you told that story to Maddie, and she clung on to that for dear life.
Yeah,
so
you're
now
called
I'm
Ami.
Ami. I saw her today, actually. She did my hair, so
Oh,
got
hi,
called
Maddie.
Ami. This is from Maddie and Joe.
Shout out
Jojo.
for Maddie.
Maddie used to work with us and no longer works with us because she's gone on to brighter, better things of hairdressing.
Yes.
It makes everyone else look brighter and better because of her hairdressing
Exactly.
skills.
It does, yes, indeed. Alrighty, so we've got some quick fire questions. Maybe not quick fire questions, but some questions. I've never done interviews on this podcast before,
I know.
so I'm also a little nervous. When I
First
push
time for
record.
everything.
First time caller, long time listener.
Call back there.
Alrighty, so can you tell our listeners how old were you when you first started working at the cafe?
14. For like probably a week I was 14 because I think I started the weekend after my 14th birthday.
How did you actually start? It was bring your...
Well, actually I started
kids to work day?
Yes, in the actual building of our cafe. I started like bring your kid to work day in my grade 9 year when you have to go to work with like one of your parents, obviously.
I was going to say, is that actually something at school, or was that just the day off school and then you had to bring your kid because there was no one to look after them? But
No,
then also,
it was an actual
No,
thing.
like it's
Okay.
a thing in grade 9 that like we get the day off and we need to find somewhere to go to work. Like typically it's with parents, but some other people found like just someone to take them in for the day, like at a vet or something like that. But
Yeah.
I was at the cafe making
making coffee.
coffees. So
Did you serve people?
I don't remember.
You were on the till.
Was I?
Yeah.
Oh, little Emmy at the till.
Yeah.
And then you would run stuff and
Yeah, I don't really remember it to be honest.
I was
but
like, oh, she's going to be good in this environment.
Is that really why you put her on? And then that way you're like, oh, raising up the future generations for cafe environment.
oh my gosh.
We
yeah.
need a worker in 5 years' time.
TJ went to where Scott worked, and then Amy wanted to come where I worked. And our boss said that it was fine. So Amy came for the day, and then when she was old enough, got your little interview. And
Yeah, like 2 months later.
yeah, wasn't that long after.
Wait,
No.
okay, so hold on. You said that you came in a couple, like the weekend after you turned 14. So
Yeah.
you were like new 14.
New, freshly 14.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you came and had an interview. What was that like as a 14-year-old sitting down with not
Well,
your mum?
I didn't actually. I kind of did. I was the person who was in charge of putting the Christmas tree up.
What a cool job.
I know, exactly. Like a few years before that, I don't know. My mom just kind of wrote me in and said, come put the Christmas tree up, Amy. So there I was because I love Christmas. So I came in to do that. Probably, we put it up like late November before my
Yeah.
birthday. So I was doing that. And then our boss was supposed to come maybe, but he decided to give me a phone call. But it was more so of just like, you're working with your mom. Remember that you're working with your mom kind of thing. It was like, he was like, do you want to call her mom at work? It was a really interesting interview with him. But the highlight was, if you don't do a good job, you can still be fired.
Yes.
Which is what I took with me. So I was like, oh crap, here we go.
It must be hard working with me. Well, with just your mum. Because you couldn't get away with anything.
No, but that's also something just within my entrance into hospitality gave me a different experience because you weren't afraid to tell me everything that I could be doing better. Not in a way of being too nitpicky, because obviously I couldn't drive at that point. So on our drives home, we would have a bit of a debrief. Be like, oh, this is what you can do. Make sure to look out for this. So I almost feel like I had quite an intensive training.
Extra training on
Like
the way home.
to be the best employee that I could be. So while yes, sometimes I'm like, oh, mom, just like let me be. But in the long term, it's helped me become have a better eye in the hospitality world. And
Did you want that?
I mean, I don't think I had
A choice?
yeah, a choice, but also just like an understanding of like the hospitality world. I grew up in it with my parents working in it, but just seeing it from that side of the counter, I remember even just on like take your kid to work day, it was like, oh,
This is what it's really like.
This is like interesting. I do think I would want that. I always envisioned myself working in some sort of restaurant or cafe as I got older, because I think all of my parents' stories are often them working in that environment. So I was like, that's what comes next. Like, that's the way I'm going to be making money for the next few years, just because that's what I've been around. That's what I've known, even with like my extended family on my dad's side. Megan, who has already been mentioned on the podcast.
A friend of the podcast.
Yeah,
a friend of the
good
podcast.
friend of the podcast. But I like to, when I do things, I like to do them well. So I think if I were to do it, this has been a great way to start, because I've been able to learn how to do it well, rather than overthinking someone else.
Am I doing a good job?
Am I doing a good job? And being like that, because I could just ask my mother at the end of the day, right? And get the feedback that I wanted, instead of...
Also, don't you think that working in hospitality sets you up for other jobs too, because you know how to deal with people better?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think even just working in a space like that at a such young age, I suppose, it did it beyond like my work, like in other places to go and work. It's just the having the confidence of just speaking with different people as you're kind of gaining that part of yourself.
Yeah,
and just, like,
confidence.
The confidence like aspect of it all, and making friends at work that weren't just in school and they have different experiences. I think just being in that environment full stop at that age gave a great life experience, not even just from the work side.
Which is what we say about lots of people that come to work for us.
Yeah, especially
right?
when it's
So
their first job.
It's kind of nice to hear it from somebody that has, even though...
She's your daughter.
Yeah, but it's kind of nice to hear that that's what experience that you've had, and that's what we try and give to all of our young kids, to when we say goodbye to them, that they've got some life experience as well and know how to handle themselves.
And I think what Amy's saying, what you're saying is about your mum giving you the debrief on the way home. That's also something that you do naturally with the kids, but you probably do it in a lesser way because, you know, that's your kid there next to you driving home, so you can be a little bit more harsher. But you're not afraid to also like give our workers like the hard truth of, okay, you need to pull up your bootstraps, otherwise you're going to get the boot.
Yeah.
You're gonna
get fired.
Come and sit at table number such
5.
and such.
It's number 5. It's changed as we've moved the restaurant round, but if ever anyone was getting a little chat to or talking to, it would always be table number 5.
And you're like, oh
dear.
They'd be like, I'll meet you at 5. And I'd be like, oh,
am I getting fired? I'm getting
Not like
talking
you're
to.
firing everybody left, right, and center. I think it somehow became a joke.
The table was nicely tucked away, so it could be private.
Yeah, so then no one else really knew what was going on, which was a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not 5 anymore, so
No,
I'm not going to
we've
tell
moved
you
around.
which table it is.
Have a lucky dip.
Alrighty, so we kind of talked a little bit about what it's been like to work with your mum, but what has it been like working with your mum in a cafe environment, or just in general? You've benefited from it because you've got some good feedback on the way home. Do you still get feedback on the way home? I mean, you drive yourself
drives
now.
her own car.
Yeah,
Gets away with that.
I need space. Bought my own car. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously she's my mother, so we have our moments of bickering, but I think our relationship is good enough that I think other maybe mothers and daughters, it would just be a bit of a shit show. And it can be, absolutely, but I think we're similar enough that it can be okay, and we can kind of work beside each other, do the hospitality dance, as you say it, and everything. And there is a funny story, though, because I would always be like, oh, stop picking on me more than everyone else. And she was like, oh, I don't. No, I don't. And there's another coworker who used to work there who looks very similar to me. And she was in the kitchen and she had a knife in her hand and she was just speaking, telling a story. And when she had the knife in her hand, she kind of, I don't know how to describe
Was waving it around?
Was waving it around, not in
With
a dramatic
with
way.
expression.
But just as you wave your hand around, the knife was also with it. And I'm also in the kitchen right next to her, kind of maybe more tucked away. My mom turns around and goes, hey, stop waving that knife around. And I turn around and I'm like not doing that at all, completely doing my job. And it was my friend who was doing it. And then my friend turns around and is like, oh, and mom goes, oh, so sorry. I thought you were angry. just don't wave your knife around like that. And I looked at mom. I was like, come on. That was like the best like proof that I could do of you be like telling me off at work.
It's the other way around now, though. Amy tells me off. So
What do I tell you off for?
well, because you've gotten so confident in your job role, I'll ask you to do something. You're like, really? Really? You do it like that? Because we've got this amount. And then I get questioned by Amy now. So
Yeah. You do also
sorry
get a
about
lot
that.
of, have you eaten yet? Why haven't you eaten? You should go and eat now. You should go, Mum, go and eat now.
Yeah.
And then also, are you going home? Why haven't you gone home yet? Just go home. Like, you can go home now. So, okay, thanks, Amy.
Yeah,
thanks for telling
I turned
me
into
I
the
can go.
boss. Go eat. It's time to eat now.
Yeah.
What? Because
So
no one else.
bossy.
Well, you guys are the ones looking out for us, so I turn the tables to make sure
No,
you guys
that's
are
kinda
eating and
nice.
going
You do.
home at a regular time.
You
But
do turn the tables really well. It's very entertaining watching the two of you work together because when you get your moments of like every now and then you're like tucked over somewhere and you're like, oh look, there's the Helen and Amy show, because it's just like you've got like in good banter and then you go back and forward and then all of a sudden you both break out and laugh. It's always a good
Good
time.
time.
It is
Yeah.
very giggly. Once we get the giggles, it's
Yeah.
hard to stop.
just like with you
Over
and Joe.
nothing,
Yeah, and you
Yeah,
laugh about
over
very
nothing.
similar things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it
Yeah.
brings so much. I have noticed that because we've got so many newbies starting at the moment, because all of our regulars are going to university either for the first time or going back to university. So we've got a lot of new staff going in, and it's interesting the dynamics of new people who haven't quite found their feet. And the laughter at work is not there yet.
Yes.
And so, especially with you being away recently, and then Amy, you haven't really been in as much, or maybe I just haven't worked with you a lot lately.
Yeah, I'm not working as many hours.
But yeah, it's just like the laughter factor has kind of dulled a little bit.
Yeah.
Which just, you notice it.
It needs to come back.
Yeah.
Everyone's
It
struggling
will be
without
back.
us, Mum.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You know, one of the funniest times, and it was involving Maddie and someone else. I'm sure we can name.
Sorry, Taylor. we're name dropping.
name
Yeah.
dropping you.
I think we've mentioned Taylor before. So,
Okay.
Yeah, that was the one who was waving the knife, Taylor.
Taylor.
So, little also shout out there and put your knife down.
So they were, Maddie and Taylor were in the kitchen, and I heard this big crash. And I'm like, you all right? And then I hear nothing. But I know it's not because they're not okay. It's because they are silent laughing.
Laughing?
Oh my
back then.
gosh,
Like
yeah.
they couldn't stop. And then you'd hear this laugh come from Maddie, and you're like, okay, they're
They're
trying
okay.
to catch their breath. They're
Yeah.
just silent laughing. I bet they both remember that, whatever happened. But they're silent
I couldn't
laughing.
tell you.
They couldn't
So
even
many
talk.
different times.
Yeah.
I'll share this moment because it's on my forefront of my mind. I was working with Milo on Sunday and he asked me the question that made me laugh the most of a Milo question. And also I think I interpreted it wrong, which made me laugh even more. But he said to me, I was washing dishes and he was behind me and he says, Joe, can you frown? And I was like, yes. And he's like, frown for me. And so I frowned and he's like, that's not a frown.
I had the same thing.
And then he goes and says,
Oh, I'm
I said,
interested to know.
why do you want me to frown? And he's like, oh, just because. And I don't know what it was, but it just tickled me so much. And I was in the right front of my brain to just like, and I laughed out loud to the point that someone in the restaurant would have heard me. But it was one of those moments where, and then I couldn't stop laughing because I was like, what do you mean it's not a frown? And he's like, well, your mouth didn't go down. You just look angry.
So
He's had this
that
conversation
same,
with you.
he said to me, frown. And I know that people can't see us, but I did my eyebrow thing like I'm frowning.
Yeah.
And my wrinkled my forehead.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, okay. And then obviously it wasn't his frown, but his frown is the putting your
mouth.
mouth like a clown, like
Yeah. And the mouth
frowning.
goes,
that's a
Yeah.
sad face.
To me, that is a frown, but I must have seen online or someone must have told me in the past, probably like 4 years, but that the frown was actually the eyebrow action. I was like, Because
what do you mean an eyebrow action? Like when an eyebrow goes up?
No,
when the eyebrow
when you put
eyebrows-
eyebrows together and you get that.
We're all doing the eyebrow.
Yeah, sorry everyone.
I bet all the listeners are doing it too.
Yeah, but it's turning your smile upside down is what I think a frown is, but an actual frown is bringing your eyebrows together like that, Joe. Yeah, you
like
got
that, Joe. Because you're like, really? Like you're frowning
but
at
you
someone.
can frown, but you can smile at the same time
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's. I wouldn't have thought that it's a face like a mouth thing.
So what we should be asking him is, what is it when I do this? When I do my frown with my
Which is
eyebrows,
the eyebrows.
What does he call that?
Frowed
Yeah.
together.
I don't know.
Frowed together. I don't know.
Frowed.
Come together like
Browed
in a,
together.
in a V shape towards
Yeah.
your top of your
Because
nostril.
you're like, it's a cross face.
Well, he said that I looked angry.
Yeah, it is kind of a.
Can you do the face? Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and then he goes, and then that's how it I was also laughing at
We were really-
and you were mad. And
we're
you had that
really
face, I
lingering
think.
on this frowning here for a second.
well, this is what we do. Anyway, I hope that as a listener you've just tried to frown and then tried to figure out,
Yeah.
do I frown or do I just look angry?
Turn that frown upside down.
Yeah. Anyway.
Back to smiles.
Oh, yeah, that's what.
But what does a frown actually mean then? Because I thought a frown would be like disappointment.
when
Sadness.
I make my tea, we're gonna
have a
it
look at
Yeah.
what a frown means.
Yeah.
Sadness.
To me,
A frown is sadness.
No,
Yeah.
because so if you said no, you can't do that. That's frowned upon. What's that? That's sad upon.
I know that's not my definition of a frown.
Okay,
but I feel like
dictionary. Frown is a form of an expression of disapproval or displeasure or concentration, typically by turning the corners of the mouth. Oh, interesting. Okay,
I'm frowning right now, looking at you, trying to understand that. Yeah.
So not eyebrows, so we're wrong.
mouth turned
No,
down. Mouth turned down. But that just looks like a comical expression of, I don't know.
sad.
I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just going to continue to frown my way.
Yeah, which
I
is
did it
disapproval.
my way.
Nice.
Right.
Good. It's a good segue.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think maybe it's time for a cup of tea.
Yeah, I need to make a
Sip
tea.
of tea.
Sip
We'll
of
go
tea.
and boil that kettle of mine, and then we'll come back with more questions.
All right.
For Amy
For Amy.
and
well,
for
for
us.
There we go.
We'll be back. Okay, we are back now.
God. What? No, I'm just already laughing. Oh. That's it.
I was just saying, I wish I'd just kept us recording while we made a cup of tea, because there were some good bangers of just our natural chit chat. All right, Amy, tell our listeners the story of how you and I met or didn't meet for such a long time.
For a while. Yes. So it's actually interesting because listening to the podcast myself and listening to the story from their perspective of how my mom and Joe meet wasn't the way I actually envisioned, because they've been, as everyone's heard, mom didn't talk to Joe for like a month.
An entire month.
An
or
entire
first-
month. Or
First couple of
just
weeks.
That long.
No, it wasn't
I don't
that
know.
long.
I was just listening to
It was just the
story.
first couple of shifts where I
Yes.
was just like, you don't really talk to me. Okay, all right.
But when I first heard about Joe, my mom loved her. Came back beaming that there was someone who was had the similar language of her being from New Zealand and mum being from the UK.
Wasn't it also because I came in and my first day I said, "Where's the rubbish?" And you were like,
That's what it was.
where's the
That's
rubbish?
exactly what it
Yeah, it
was.
was.
That's the thing I was going to say. I remember mum being like, yeah, it was so nice someone said rubbish. And I was like, oh, all right, steady on there. And that obviously became a bit of a bit and was completely a joke. But every time mum was like, oh yeah, sorry to stay late at work or something, I was like, oh yeah, probably talking to Joe. You just love her that much kind of thing. Which makes me sound like such a brat, but it was a joke. And I was kidding. And it became kind of this funny thing of like, oh yeah, mum's just loves Joe, off she goes in the sunset with Joella.
Because at that point you hadn't actually come
No.
into work, so I hadn't met you.
No, I was still in high school at
Yeah.
the point, so I was only
What was
working
that?
a weekend.
What's
So
a Nana Madge over?
oh, I don't know, can't
Yeah.
remember.
They must have been, because it was a few weeks. It was a little bit before I actually met you face to face.
Oh,
Because this bit kind of carried on.
yeah,
of,
and then Joe heard about it,
And
as
then-
a joke. Once again, mum kind of went it in, but never have met me. And the boss's daughter is going, "Oh, that Joe, taking all my mother's attention."
honestly, I was so intimidated by you, and I was like, I've never met you, and you're probably only 16 years old. Why the heck am I being intimidated? Feeling intimidated by this 16-year-old.
Oh my gosh!
And
yeah.
then I met you, and then
I thought it was something to do with my dad, because I thought I told him about Joe, and then you were at home and he said, oh yeah, is that Joe from New Zealand? You went, oh, Joe from New Zealand.
Maybe I did. I think there's a few pieces of all of our perspectives to join in that story, but then obviously we met and it was just a bit of jokes and everything. But I still have the picture on my phone of you two together at the cafe that mum sent me, being like, "Oh, here's Joe," kind of thing. And I found it
I
on my
was like,
phone.
we took a picture together.
Yeah, and you're all like, "Oh, we stands up and everything," and I still have that on my phone. You're right by the till.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So there you go.
Oh,
It must have been the summer of Joe.
Yeah,
For me.
the summer of Joe.
the summer of Joe.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's
There
a
you
story.
go.
That's it.
And
But
there
it's
it
just a bit of a...
Oh, alrighty. I love that. Oh. Okay, you have another story that you wanted to share because
Guys, yeah,
you told me
I've
about this the other
saved
day.
a banger.
You've saved it. I've been sworn to secrecy.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I can't believe I'm going to be telling this story on the podcast.
I mean, no one
but-
knows your face unless we take a picture of all three of us and then put it
No,
on
and
Instagram.
truthfully, it is okay. It's not. Wasn't my fault.
I mean,
So,
we're not strong arming you to tell the story.
No. Don't even even know the term Armstrong.
No, strong. No. What'd you say? Strong arm.
Like mother, like
We're not forcing you to tell the story. You're willingly choosing to tell the story.
Because for many years it's been like, you can't say anything.
You can't tell that story. You can't tell that story.
She was absolutely mortified when I went home and told her what had happened.
That's great. Okay, tell the story. Okay, so I wasn't even in the country when this happened. I was in the UK.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay, so it was when you got home I told you, or did I
No,
tell you?
it was a year you joined me over there.
Oh, okay. Right, yeah.
2 years ago.
Okay.
When we all went.
Right.
I was in the UK. Mum was still working. She hops into work one day. I'm oblivious over the pond. And she goes about her day, whatever. And then one of our coworkers comes up to her and they're like, oh my gosh, you'll never guess what I just found outside. A pair of underwear. And Mum goes, oh my gosh. Looks at the pair of underwear and it's mine. It was clean, obviously, from the laundry. It had stuck into her pant trouser or whatever you were wearing that day. Had made its way down, fell out on the shop floor where the tables are. And my underwear was laying there. And this girl, she'll know who she is if she's listening. I only found out yesterday who you are, who picked up my underwear. And
You've been sworn to secrecy for this long that you've never actually told Amy who it ever was?
No, Mum didn't even tell me who it was because it would have been quite embarrassing.
It would have been embarrassing for Amy, so I didn't say who it was.
Okay.
And then when I saw the person come around the corner, like they picked them up with something and were like, just found these. And I'm like, oh, they look awfully like Amy's in my head. And then, so I remember saying to Amy, if you can't find your knickers with the stars on, I know where they are.
Oh, thanks for that description, Mum.
They had little pattern on, so that's how
What happened to them?
They were in the garbage.
Chuck them in the bin.
Okay. Yeah.
Shouldn't keep them, put them in the handbags. Oh, those are
I
Amy's.
never said...
Well, she could have said they were mine.
No, I
No?
didn't. I just was like, but I was looking at them thinking, they look awfully familiar. And then this whole conversation was like, who would, how did they get there and all that business? And I'm like, I cannot say that those are Amy's now because Amy's going to be...
I'm surprised that you didn't just throw yourself under the bus and say, oh, yep, they were mine. And then just
I mean, I don't think...
They were tiny.
I was about to say.
Well, I mean, hey, you could have just said, hey, something you didn't know about me.
I don't think they would have covered one cheek.
I think this is making it worse.
Anyway, so they got stuck on the inside of my jeans. I didn't even know. Well, obviously, I didn't know. Like sometimes you're like, what the hell is that? And you're like, oh, God, it's a sock. Or,
Yeah.
It's happened to many people, I think.
Yeah, it's very common, but it just happened to
in the middle
be
of a restaurant to find a pair of underwear.
my coworker picking up my underwear while I was not there.
It was clean.
Oh, well, yeah.
Obviously.
Because it was out the laundry.
Yeah, it was out the laundry.
But I just remember looking at it thinking, oh, my God, I really recognise those. I think they... And then I was trying to work out what happened, and then all of this commotion, I'm like, just throw them away. Just throw them away.
Oh, my gosh. And then she proceeds to then meet me in England and tell me in front of my family what the story. And I was like, that's much better. Thank you for that.
Family,
Well, yeah, but I was just so mortified hearing this, and I was like, oh, okay.
And
my cousins and my aunt around the table.
Cannot tell anybody.
I was like, you can't tell anyone.
But the person that found them has brought it up many times afterwards.
Yeah.
He said, do you remember that day?
That you found a pair of undies
I can't say anything because Amy's
to give her peace of mind, it wasn't a dirty pair of underwear that someone had put
And
on
it was
the floor.
Amy's.
And it was Amy's.
They were clean.
And that's the
and better to
story.
know the person whose underwear it was than a stranger's, maybe.
Can you imagine if a customer had picked those up and said,
oh, thank God.
I can't eat my sandwich, there's a pair of underwear next to me. Can you imagine if they saw them?
Someone probably did.
Someone probably did. I'm trying to think if there's a worse thing that I've ever found. Aside from our toilet stories that we've talked about before, of the awful poos that you found
my gosh,
on the walls or wherever. But beyond that, I don't know if I've thought of anything that I've actually experienced on the shop floor of a restaurant that I'm like, oh my goodness, who the heck has put that there?
Yeah,
somebody shat on the floor of my friend's work once.
Like in the dining area?
Yeah, she worked in Toronto though, so.
Was it a kid?
Nope, person, but it was
How do they
probably
even-
someone who wasn't.
In
Fell
the
down
right
their
mind.
trouser leg or something.
I don't know, but it was in Toronto.
Well, I mean, anything goes.
But
Why would you live there? That's
yeah, there you go.
that's my question. Alrighty. I have I don't know if it's going to be a quick question, but this was a question that was given to me by my Auntie Meryl when I went back to New Zealand. And she said to me, Jo, you guys talk about the differences a little bit, that it's just different cafe life in Canada than what it is in New Zealand. So she's like, what is actually different? What do you do? So I thought, you've recently been to the UK. You also went to Spain? Portugal?
Yeah.
You're a well-seasoned traveller. And so I just thought between the three of us, we could probably give some definition of what cafe life is between the three countries.
Yeah.
So in Canada, you come in, most cafes, right? You would come in, go to a till, go to a counter, or wait to be seated, take a seat. There's usually a menu that you either get given. What would be some differences?
Ours is like that. But
I don't think everywhere is. I think we're an exception.
Yeah, because
go.
Well, I was going to say that you could go into a Starbucks, you do have to, or a place like that, you do have to go to the till, but you could also have saved yourself a table. Or you could be with somebody and say, go get that table, I'll get the drinks. Like, you don't have to wait to be seated.
At like a regular non-chain store cafe.
Yeah, to me, a cafe here.
Yeah.
I'll start there. Other than our place, because we run it a little bit different just because of
we kind
the
of a
flow
mixture of a
traffic
cafe
that comes
restaurant
in and the way we run.
Yeah.
It's just a bit different. But somewhere like a Starbucks or
Okay, we're going to take the chains off the table.
Okay.
Because we've got Starbucks, we've got Williams.
Yeah, I guess
we've
everyone
got
kind of knows
Timmy's.
what that's like. But I'm actually...
have a place where you go to university.
I was just thinking that, yeah. Like the cafe, it's just an independent cafe that I go to study when I'm up at school. Theirs is similar to the chains, but regardless of that, you go up to the counter, you can pick whatever table you want, and then they put your drink on the side on the counter and you go and collect it.
And collect it.
And I find most places I go to, that's what I expect. I order, if I see a table and it's busy, I'll put my stuff down, I'll go back up to the till and I'll wait for my thing, collect it myself, bring it back to my own table.
What about food? You have to stand there and wait for food?
Yeah.
Well, they call it out.
But
at the end.
once again, I think many cafes have a very short menu or just baked goods. So it's not as much of you're not standing there
Meal
for 10,
situation.
15 minutes waiting for a proper meal. Also, you can sit down and then when you see it on the counter, get up and go get it.
Okay.
But
It's a bit like where we go into. They put it on that little ledge and you have to go and get it. Where I met you after.
Yeah.
So we find a seat there and then go up and get food. Lots of people find their seat first.
Yeah.
And it's the same in England that you don't, like if I'm with my mum, it's like, go get that table quick. It's like.
Yeah, but do you have to stand there and wait for your food at the counter?
I don't think so. I honestly think if it's not ready by the time you're kind of done your order,
Yeah.
usually I find they bring it over to you.
Do you get given a table
sometimes.
number?
In a Nero or a Costa. I think I just remember your face, to be honest.
That's pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
that is pretty impressive. I think that I don't know. I don't remember getting a table
I go
number,
into
but they bring
town
us a tray.
With Nanny,
Yeah.
usually they'll offer to bring it over.
And you don't get a table number?
No.
Huh. That's so fascinating. Okay, so then when you went to Portugal, did you go to cafes or not really?
Probably not enough to speak on it.
Okay. Did you go to a restaurant?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Just typical Stardust, stayed there the whole time. A typical like restaurant that you do here, which maybe then segues into England and their more pub culture where you need to go up to the counter. I didn't find that. I didn't have that in Portugal. Don't know if I dined out enough, but you don't really have that in Canada where you need to go up to a counter and order anything in a restaurant or pub style place.
No. Because you'd have to go up and order your food in a pub and that you have a table number and then they'd bring it out to you. So you order your food at the bar area and your drinks. You wait for your drinks and you take them with you. But if you have food, they would give you a table number, then they'd bring it out to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
But New Zealand is...
I don't recall any places like that. So usually you would go up to the counter first and then, so there's a twofold. You either go up to the counter first, you place your order, you pay, and then you get given a table number, then you go sit down.
Okay,
and then
so
everything's
that's
brought to you.
That's like the pubs in
And then
UK.
there are some times where you go take a seat and then someone might come to your table and place your order, but then when you're finished, you have to stand up and then go to the counter to pay for the food.
Right.
So there's a bit of like a back and forward. Sometimes someone might come to your table, but more often than not, which is a weird thing. I think my brother-in-law said this when he came back from New Zealand earlier this year, where he's like, it was just a bit weird because you'd go, have your food, and then if you forget, you could just dine and dash, but not intentionally. It's just like you've forgotten that you haven't paid yet.
Yes.
So then you just leave, but then you've just dine and dashed.
Wow. I wonder if that happens a lot. Well, I guess
Probably not, because
you know
it's
the
the
routine.
culture and it's the routine.
But
So
people that are tourists.
people that are tourists might do that.
Yeah.
Often. We had a few people, I think. But also the places that I used to work were very much you come to the counter, you get your table number, then you go, which we've talked about before, how we used to do that with our cafe, where you get given a table number and then you're like, where the hell is 53 with my lattes? Have they gone outside?
Yeah, because 53's under a handbag.
And, 53's on a handbag.
Handbag.
Oh, dear.
Another thing that is different, and tell me if the UK has this, but in New Zealand we've got cabinet food. And when I tell Canadians we get cabinet food, they're like, well, what do you mean cabinet food?
I know what you mean. Do you mean like wrapped up sandwiches and stuff that you take out of the fridge, like a cabinet area?
Kind of, but no. So it's a glass case, but the doors are behind the cabinet, so you don't offer yourself. But it's a glass display of basically you've either got a mixture of a menu, so you can sit down and have eggs benny or bacon and eggs or like a good old farmer's breakfast, or you can have something from the display cabinet, which they'll have an entire salad of like a quinoa salad made up, and it looks beautiful because it's heaped. So you have that option, or you have a stack of corn fritters which are already like pre-stacked and made, so they'd basically take that and then put it into a quick fire oven, so then it takes 5 minutes to heat up, or you've got your paninis there, or you've got your it's like
We had that at Starbucks.
in England.
Yeah.
Okay, because I
Not-
find
not the bacon and egg and that kind of stuff, but there was stuff that we would get out of the cabinet and heat for them various different things. For lunch.
I'd say
There
that
wasn't,
Starbucks
yeah,
still kind of has
there wasn't
that.
the other option. It was just cabinet food.
Yeah.
So New Zealand has that, and I think what I miss is the visual aspect of going out to eat, because you can see food and displayed and how it actually looks, and not just it's wrapped up in saran wrap or whatever, and then there you go, Bob's your uncle, you get to go. But it's like visually that's a heap pile of salad, or that's a pasta dish, and it's like, oh yeah, I want some of that. So then like a deli, you kind of get like a couple of scoops, and then they put it portioned on your plate.
On your plate for you.
Yeah, or vice versa. You could have that as well as a menu, so then you're ordering off your menu. So either way, you get your table number and then you go sit down. But that's one of the things that I think Canada lacks.
Yes.
Just visual representation.
You know what I don't like here is when you go into a cafe and they've got one of each item that you could possibly pick on. It just doesn't look, or a picture. When we had that cabinet food where I would work before, like it was just rows and it still looked nice.
Yeah, because you can see everything that's laid out.
Yeah. But now it's just like, it doesn't look that appealing.
Yeah, it's just one because everything else is in the fridge, or
Well, they've got them somewhere else.
somewhere else stored.
So that one is probably waste by the end of the day.
Oh,
because-
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. They
That's
have
like
to
the
waste
McDonald's sandwich that's been sitting there for ages and doesn't ever go mouldy because
I know.
anyway.
You store a burger after so many years sitting in a box.
Yeah.
That's
Crazy.
Scary. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there you go. It's not. It's a little bit informative, but also, again, as we naturally do, we can't really remember what our.
No, it's also not very black and white either. I think even just from place to place that you go, it's very different. Even just me walking into a cafe in Canada the first time, I was like, okay, like where
What's
do
the
I go?
rules? What do you
the
do?
rules?
Yeah.
I always have to try to vibe it out because people do operate different. Obviously, there is a bit of a difference between country, but it's very situational as well.
We were with somebody that lives in Italy when we were away, and they have a price cap on a coffee in Italy.
What do you mean?
Oh, yes.
So you're not allowed to charge any more than, I don't remember what he said. Let's just call it €1.
€1 for a regular coffee, so he doesn't pay more than, I think it was €2 for a cappuccino.
Yeah.
Like by
They're
law.
capped.
Wow.
How do these businesses
Imagine that.
make money? And he's like, I don't know. But you always, wherever you go, That's the cap price.
There's a
of
cap
coffee.
price
They're
of
not-
coffee.
They don't let you sell it for anything higher than that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds incredible.
That was, right? That was...
Imagine knowing that you're going to go out for a cup of coffee of whatever sort, knowing that your €2 in your pocket is going to get you what you want. Rather than, I'm at $5.75 here and $9.50 here and $2.30 there.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? But how would you, as a business in coffee, make any money from that? Because the coffee price has gone up, and it can't just be here; it must be everywhere. Like that's just I don't know. It's a lot of coffee drinkers in Italy, though. So
yeah,
maybe they get other things too. I
Maybe.
mean, those pastries and delicacies and bread and pasta and pizza and
stop it.
Going into a daydream over there.
Yeah. Okay, pulling ourselves out.
Let's have a sip of tea.
Alrighty, we will have a quick break, and then afterwards we'll come back with a not a three-part Milo question. That's not right. A three-person Milo. What am I on?
Well, also, who does that? I got a who does that.
Oh, great.
No, or why would you do that, or whatever it is. But I've got one.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Okay.
We'll be right back. Okay, actually, I've got a question.
Right.
Oh, why have I pushed record? Oh, heck, I don't know. This is going to be interesting. Okay, we're back.
You don't have to press go.
Are we on?
We're on.
We're on. I just realised we were talking about a few different topics, and then I looked down at my computer and I realised we'd been recording the whole entire time. You, as our listeners, will not be able to listen to what we were talking about because for right now, I don't even remember. So it might not even be podcastable.
No, it's not relevant. We were talking about work stuff and what I have to do tomorrow.
So that's why we're back now. Started off the way that went. Anyway, who does that? We've now discovered that myself and Amy actually don't have a who does that. So Helen, this one's on you.
Okay. I have a why do people do this? I change it every week.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like to.
It's a flexible topic.
Why do people like to argue with you after you've answered their question? So,
Yeah, example.
for the example, this is what happened to me before I went away.
Okay.
Are your washrooms locked? Do you need a key? I was like, no, you don't. Well, they're locked. I'm like, I know. That's because someone is in there. And she's like, oh, are you sure about that? I was like, yes, I'm pretty sure. So you don't need a key?
No.
I'm like, what I wanted to say was, do you see anywhere where you could insert a key to open the door? There's no place where you could do that. I am pretty sure you don't need a key, and it means that someone's in there. And she just kept like, oh, but like it's locked. She just kept on. And why are you doing that? I've answered your question. You've spent so long debating with me about the door.
Whether we need a key for the door or
That
not.
other people have come in and out of the toilet, and now you're going to go back round and you're going to have
Still
to
going to be locked.
bloody wait again because it's going to be locked.
Get in line, love.
Like, why is she
What's her
asking?
name?
Oh, yeah, what's her name? I don't know. I can't
I was going to say
remember.
Sandra, but then I was like, do we have a friend of the podcast named Sandra?
I like all these extended S&As.
Sandra.
Sandra. Very
Sandra.
very Canadian of you to be
Yes,
singing
so-
your names.
Why? Have you ever had anyone argue your answer back and they like give it back to you?
Absolutely.
Like, oh, it's so
Yeah.
irritating.
I just stop and look at people.
I've
Mate,
told you.
what do you want out of this situation right now? The toilet's locked. You can't go in there. You've missed the opportunity while you've been arguing with me to actually go take a pee. What's your problem?
I know.
People just want to pick a fight. Sometimes they just
Really?
need it in their bones to have a bit of a whatever. And
Bit of an argy-bargy.
yeah, there you go. That's what I was looking for.
I was just like looking at her like, for God's sake. And when she said, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I'm pretty sure you don't need a key. I'm very sure you don't need a key.
I feel like you've had the same experience, Joe, with even just the knowing what different coffees are with the lattes and cappuccinos. Like, oh, could I have a cappuccino but with less foam?
You want a latte?
Yeah.
No. I want a cappuccino. But with less foam. Okay, then.
Yeah, I'm giving you a latte. It's just you just gotta let it be sometimes and give them what
You do. But
we
they
know
just
that they
ask
want.
stupid questions.
Oh my
I had
God.
somebody similar when I took Well, she was just wanting to know an answer that I didn't have. So I took something over to the table and I explained what it was. And they said, is that for Joyce? I'm like, I don't know who it's for. Well, what, like, did Joyce order it? I'm like, is Joyce here at the table?
We don't take names for orders.
She's
for
in
here.
the washroom. And I said, I don't know if this is Joyce's, but this is going on this table. Somebody
It's
here
a blueberry muffin for table 2.
Yeah.
Did someone at
that's
table
all
2?
I know.
And she's like, oh. And she was all like, well, you didn't know who it was for? She was just kept questioning me about who it was for. I said, I don't know who it's for.
Don't know, Joyce.
There's a coffee and there's this, and it could be for Joyce. I'll be back with the rest in a minute.
I'll be back with Sandra's order.
With Sandra's order, yeah. She's still waiting outside the toilet. Oh my God.
I'm waiting for Joyce.
Joyce is in the toilet forever. That Sandra thought she needed
Maybe
a
someone
key.
needs to go
It's
check
like,
on
oh my
Joyce.
God, yeah. So, what's next?
Heavens to Betsy.
You said that the other day. What did I think you said?
I don't know, but
Something
you turned
that wasn't
around.
heavens to Betsy.
No,
that's for sure.
Well, you turned around and you said, "What did you say?" And I
It took me
said,
about 10 seconds, and I was
Heavens
really
to
trying
Betsy.
to dissect it in my brain. And I'm like,
"Did
nope.
you just not hear what I said, or was it the accent?"
It was the saying. I've never heard that before. Heavens to Betsy.
I hadn't before I met you. I've never
Oh,
heard
really?
Heavens
Yeah.
to Betsy.
It's all
I
you,
have
Jojo.
no. I don't know if it's a Kiwi thing or if it's just a me thing.
Yeah.
Heavens to Betsy. I don't know who Betsy is.
She's probably
Oh, I
friends with
thought
Joyce.
I thought you said the ringer keeps singing or something.
Oh,
Because
yes,
the phone
that's
was ringing
right.
and you were like, oh, heavens to Betsy, because it just wouldn't stop. And I was like, what was that? It took me a second. And then,
Anyway, Milo's question of the week.
Milo's.
Oh, this is me. I was waiting for you.
No. We have. Oh my God, it's going tits up with 3. Milo's
Question of the week. Okay, he asked me this question on Sunday, and I need to try and remember it because my brain is sifting sand at the moment, meaning everything's fallen to pieces.
You've had a day.
I've had a day. He asked me, Joe, pick a person on shift or someone who works here. So instead of that, we're going to do it for the 3 of us.
Okay.
So maybe we could just go around in a circle or whatever. If we had to pick a superpower for that person, what would the superpower be?
Oh, okay. So we're going on super.
So we have
Which will link quite nicely into something I want to put on the end here that I forgot about at the beginning.
Okay,
I
so
do.
can I interrupt this for a second? Because I know that
Yes.
you're going to link that. So I'll start off with Milo was telling me, before we answer the question, Milo was telling me again on Sunday. He was on a roll, guys. Like, honestly, the amount of questions that this boy asked me all day on Sunday. Milo, you're wonderful and we love you. But he was telling me, and amongst all of this, that he'd just finished episode 16 or 17.
Oh.
So he's nearly caught up.
Oh.
So proud of him. I was like,
Amazing.
Milo. So he said to me, yeah, Joe, I was driving the other day and you guys were saying Milo's question of the week, but you just said my name. You just said Milo. And I was driving and I kind of like looked around and like, who's saying my name? And then it was the question of the superpower one.
Yeah.
So we were talking about teleportation. And then I said, well, I've always thought about teleportation. And he said, before you even answered, Joe, I thought, what if you end up in walls? And then you go and say, what if you end up in a wall? And I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing that both you and I are thinking this things, Milo.
What did he say about ending up in a wall? What would he do?
Well, you just teleport out of there.
Oh, that's what I said.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Okay. So if
Still,
I
it
had
was,
to
it
give,
was a funny moment of he was enjoying the podcast. Anyway,
that's good.
Yes.
Actually, that makes me very happy.
Yeah.
That he's listening. If I had to give you a superpower,
yeah.
Give Joe a superpower.
well,
Oh, you're both looking at me.
No, I wasn't
because I
intensely.
was like, I still would like to give you the teleporting one.
I know.
right.
I was going to say that for
This
my mum
maybe
because
isn't
I...
a good one because all of us kind of have people overseas
Yeah.
that we're like,
yeah,
we would really
maybe
like to
we'll
just-
pick one alternative to the ones we already know we want.
Okay, so maybe let's take teleportation off the table.
table.
It's
Yeah.
not allowed.
Oh, flipping heck.
Yeah.
Um,
I think for Amy, for little Amy, I would give you. Oh, I was going to say the ability to heal, but then I feel like you'd probably feel too much pressure and responsibility. But you've got such a kind heart, and like such a heart for like wanting to help people
Oh.
that you like want to come naturally of just like I would want to like go into hospitals and heal people and have that superpower.
Yeah.
But I feel like you would
What
definitely
superpower would you want for
feel
yourself?
the
'Cause
pressure.
You weren't here for that question.
Yeah.
I think I agree with the teleportation one. I think just because of the reasons that you guys gave of
Yeah.
having family overseas, it would be nice to just
Pop over there.
Pop
in
over.
a blink of an
Pop
eye.
over
And then turn up in a wall.
exactly.
So what superpower would I give you, Joe?
I don't know. You've got to answer the
I
question
know,
for
I'm
me.
thinking. This is
Can I go first for you, Mum?
Yes, go for it.
I don't know why. I genuinely didn't think very hard on this, but the first thing I pictured was just like super speed. So you can just go manicure this table, manicure that table, and you'll just be running around the cafe. Going,
Actually, yeah.
that's how I picture you, of just being like, what's that guy's name from The Incredibles?
Mr.
Flash,
Incredible?
Dash.
Dash.
Oh, Dash.
Dash.
Yeah,
Be
yeah.
like
That.
Dash.
Yeah.
Oh, talking of that, I think it would be good to have the superpower of being elastic.
Oh, well, that's
Elastigirl?
her name's Helen.
Her name's Ellen.
Hey.
Oi, oi.
For things like easily, especially because I'm so
So small
That's
because
true.
you've got short feet that
I
are
almost,
attached to you.
I almost said you were the same height as Dash, so it wouldn't well.
Have you listened to that one yet where she's saying that she's got short feet?
I think you told me. I
But
don't
it
know.
says, but that's made sense to me.
maybe.
Short feet, small feet, size 5s or whatever I am.
But it was just the description of, I've got little short feet that I can't reach the middle. No, you are just short with your short feet attached to your short legs.
So I would like, that you've given me a thing that I've just changed.
Elastigirl.
Elastigirl.
Actually, don't want that.
I'd like to reach. I think Jo should have speed because she likes to be everywhere at work anyway.
I was going to say that sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
But
it would
if it's
just.
your
I think you would be
superpower, you'd
using
be
the
like-
energy of walking
Right.
because we do have the free will to be sprinting everywhere if we did choose to. We all have the free will to sprint anywhere we want.
Who's doing that?
That's what I mean.
What do you mean? Like we can just choose to sprint around the cafe if we want to?
Yeah, if we wanted to. That's what I mean, because you're like, that'd be exhausting. I'm like, well, I think that's the superpower, is it wouldn't be exhausting because we could
Right.
be sprinting everywhere.
I hear what you're saying.
I'm just imagining us running.
I know. I'm just like, I've got like shoo, shoo, shoo. And then us going, are you okay? No.
I've still got a clean table 7.
Honestly, sprinting would have been great for me today because I was everywhere doing all the things.
Oh, that could be another superpower.
Being everywhere all at once?
Yeah, no.
No. Who wants that?
That just reminds me of being everywhere and doing nothing.
What?
That's saying that we've used before.
We've used it.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Some
you're talking
people
about.
can be everywhere.
And doing nothing.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to be everywhere but doing something.
Something.
Yeah.
So when it gets busy, you could be like, they'll be in the kitchen. I'm a bit backed up back here. Can I have some help? But you're helping in the kitchen. You can be like, yeah, just a minute. And then there's 2 of you.
Oh.
And then you're like,
So
you're
I
here.
can like split myself.
Yeah, so you're
and
helping
then-
the drinks, and then you're like, whoop, and you just automatically just pop up over there, and then when all of that's over, you just come back into one, morph
Okay.
back into one.
Nice.
That's yours.
It's very sad that our superpowers have been linked to work.
I know, I just thought that would
Except yours. Yours has been a great one. You can take it anywhere in the world, but
Oh, yes, the healing one.
yeah.
Yeah. I can't really think of many superpowers, to be quite honest.
Well, you could be invisible. You could have super. Oh, actually, Milo asked something about super strength. If you could choose. Now this is the dad joke that I can't remember the punchline. But it was something. I don't remember what the alternative was because I chose super strength, but you could only lift the weight that you naturally could lift. So say that I could naturally lift a table, I would lift that, but it wouldn't cost me any energy, and so I
Right.
wouldn't feel the weight of it. I don't remember what the alternative was, but I remember I picked that one
Okay.
because I was like, I feel like I'm pretty strong naturally anyway, so if I wanted to lift a car, I could probably lift a car, like,
Do you think?
yeah, if you put your mind to it.
Well,
No, it's your strength, actually. Like,
No, but like I could build myself up to that.
you think?
Sure.
if it was a small
Wait, like
car.
as in like training? Like going to the gym and trying to get to that point? Or
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see what
Yeah,
you mean.
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
you meant if you just thought really hard right now, you could lift a car. And I was like, not sure about that.
my car's parked in the wrong place. Let me just move it. Without using any energy, so I could pick up a bag of potatoes and not be huffing and puffing by the time I get to
Yeah,
put them away
exactly.
in.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't remember what the alternative
No.
of the question was.
So we'll have to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is honestly what happens to Milo's questions sometimes. He asks the questions.
Yeah, we ask so many that we get them mixed up or we can't remember.
And then all you remember is your answer because you don't remember what the next one
sometimes
is.
the answers are quick.
Yeah.
And then you're moving on.
And then he gets the next one. And he's like, oh, okay. All right, you're on a roll today.
Can I add a bonus question that didn't come from Milo, but I told Milo the other day because I saw it online and I was like, oh, I need to ask Milo this because this is such a Milo's question. I think you might have been at work when I mentioned it the other day, but let's have a discussion.
Okay.
If so, I'm in charge now. Thank you very much.
So let's have a discussion.
Let's have a discussion about it. What was it? It was if you had to pick one time that you had to go to sleep for the rest of your life.
I was here for this question.
What time would it be?
Of day. What time of day?
What time of day?
Yes.
9 o'clock.
But no matter we couldn't go to concerts. Because we'd be sitting at old Rod Stewart and then he'd only just pop on and there's Helen next to him.
No, but I can't. I can't just not go to bed at 9 just because I'm going to go and see Rod Stewart every now and then.
So then what's the like, if you go to bed at 9 o'clock, say that's Helen's example or answer, then does she get, if she wakes up at 5 to get to work or whatever, does she still feel refreshed as if she's had a 10-hour sleep?
I don't think so. I think it is just,
You suffer the consequences
legitimate.
of
the
whatever
amount of
time
sleep
you
you
go to
get
sleep.
is the way you would feel if you usually got that amount of sleep.
Oh, so you'd have to pick 9 o'clock and we'd have to have matinee.
We'd always have to go to matinees.
Yeah.
I think Helen Mirren said that once. Was it Helen Mirren?
Oh, no, it wasn't.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yes, Jamie Lee Curtis.
said once we should normalise matinee concerts so that you could be back in home and in bed by 9.
Well, they've started doing that a bit.
Jamie Lee Curtis, you're on to something.
They've started doing that a bit with some of the like clubby stuff that you could go to. People of my age would go out to a club in the 80s. They're trying to recreate that, but it starts in the afternoon and finishes by 10 and you can be in bed.
By 10?
Bosh, beautiful, yeah.
Goodness, that's still late.
Well, it is for me.
Yeah. You would be knocked out on the dance floor by 9.
Yeah,
as
9
you said.
On a side note, I met up with a friend of mine the other day at 7:30. We were going out for drinks and I was like, 7:30? I mean, it was great. It was a great time to come and meet up with her. But I was like, I'm going out at 7:30?
I know. You're just starting the evening.
When we first came to visit Canada and the places were open longer, I think COVID changed that. But Scott will be like, yeah, we're going out. It'd be at 10 o'clock. I'll be like, at 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock?
Even back then, before kids, I was still wanting to put my pajamas on at 10.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, anyway, so 9 o'clock for you was the time that you would pick. Damie, did you have a time?
I think just initially when I saw the question, my gut was like 11:30.
Uh-huh.
Do I have a deeper explanation for that?
No.
Maybe midnight, but it's hard to now be 21 thinking for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Going to bed
you're
at midnight.
You're going into teaching, right?
Perhaps.
Something.
Maybe. Yeah. So, and then I would have to be up if
Yeah.
I was going that route, be up at least 6.
Yeah.
6 hours? Jesus. If you know me,
You can't.
that doesn't work.
Amy would not be delightful to work with.
No.
Be a little bit grumpy.
Just a little.
Just a little
I
bit.
don't know what you're talking about, my ray of sunshine. Maybe 11:30 just because of my social life now, like in the sense, not that I'm this crazy like go-getter in the evening or anything, but I think hangouts often will just extend it. If I always had to be, sorry guys, need to go, I'm already a bit like that. So if I was going to bed at 9 o'clock,
You'd be a party pooper.
would be a party
think
pooper.
that
Couldn't
you
even
should-
attend any parties.
You should be allowed to change it at different, so at 20, and then you can change your
at
time
different
at
life
30.
stages.
Oh, like decades.
Yes.
Oh, that would work.
That would
Yeah,
work
but I
better.
think that.
It kind of defeats the purpose
Yeah,
of the
it does.
question.
Well, no, because you've got to live like that for 10 years.
I guess.
Well, yeah, I suppose 10 years is a good time
Yeah.
frame from, when I was in my 20s, I could definitely survive on, I did survive on 4 hours of sleep.
Oh my goodness.
And then I hit 25 and then I started going over the 25 towards 30 route and I was like, oh.
Yeah, and you're like, come
This
on,
4-hour
30s, because now I
business.
can change my time when I go to sleep.
Yeah. Although now I'm lucky if I get a good 6 hours of sleep. So
Yeah,
that's my
you're
natural.
Pretty rubbish sleeper.
I am a
sometimes.
rubbish. So my choice, I think I started off with 10:30 and then I realized I wouldn't be able to go to concerts or shows. And so then I changed it to 11.
Yeah, even then though, it
Well,
gets
but
tight.
You've got no
getting
one
home.
to go with now. Because
yeah,
I'm
'cause
going
my
to
buddy's
bed
going to bed
I'm
at
going
9
to bed
o'clock.
at 9, so.
I'll come with you, Joe.
Okay, that's good. Also, I was up the other night at 11 o'clock watching a rugby game. So, I mean, there's that.
I don't know how you just don't fall. I just fall asleep.
I did have to stop that game halfway through though, because I was getting a little bit tired, and I was like, I need to go to bed now.
It would be kind of nice though to just uncontrollably be asleep by 11:30. There's no tossing and turning. You're just out.
Well, imagine if you did go out to party and then you realised that you hadn't got back in time, and then you're just driving down the road and boom, 11 o'clock, you're out.
There's that.
Yeah,
But
there's lots of dangers to this particular bonus question.
It's like Cinderella.
What?
At midnight.
Oh,
yeah.
She chose midnight.
did she
Look
choose
what happened.
midnight?
I think
though?
the fairy
godmother
godmother.
chose midnight, and then look what happened after that.
Yeah.
It was
Okay,
a
what's
happy
your
ending?
Is it?
I think so.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean,
he finds her with the
it's-
shoe and all that business.
It's
but
a fairy
still.
tale. Why? When is it not a happy ending?
Yeah.
Unless it's the real version.
Yeah, unless it's the original.
Yeah. Okay, you said that you had a bonus something?
Well, I forgot.
Bonus.
Well, I forgot at the beginning that we'd been sent some little voice messages from Megan.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do you want to just find them on your phone and then play them, and then we'll see if they actually work that way?
okay, yeah.
So do you just want to give a quick caveat who Megan is?
So I think everybody might know who Megan is. But,
Just to remind.
Megan is Scott's cousin and, part of the extended family and a good friend.
Yeah,
to me.
and she was the one who sent in the information about the patio season.
Oh, yeah.
In a previous episode.
Thank you, Amy, for that callback from patio season episodes.
Yeah, with Sam the Umbrella Man.
Exactly.
Oh, yes. Such a great story.
Right,
Oh,
you
we have to come
ready?
back. Okay, yes.
So this is what episode with, I don't know. Never mind. I was going to tell you what episode it was.
What was it about, though?
The superpowers.
Oh, she's calling to the superpowers. Okay.
When you first said, here's an organ that we need moved, where's Helen with her cape on? I totally thought it meant like a piano kind of organ. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm in love with your podcast, and it brings me joy every time I get to listen to it. So thank you.
Oh, that's lovely.
It is lovely.
It
And
also
then
made
there
me
was-
laugh so much that it was a piano organ, and all I had was a picture of you carrying an organ. That's when you'd need the superpower of strength.
That's when I'd need that one. And there's a second message.
Teleporting would absolutely also be my superpower, because I want to be able to get places that are far away quickly, because then I could do more things and see more people, and I guess help people too.
So a lot of people are choosing that one, even teleporting. Well,
Yeah.
the three of us and Megan. That's what we know.
I think it makes a difference when you've got people on the other side of the planet or different parts of the world that you can't access easily. You kind of want to have the ability to access them pretty quickly.
I think just in day-to-day life. Imagine you going back to school. Oof, you're just there.
Yeah.
Would you wouldn't even have to live there. You just live at home still.
Not doing teleportation. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
Save a whole lot of rent.
Yeah, it would save a lot of rent.
The summer was long enough for Amy. Just going back.
Can we put a quick story in there about Sam the Umbrella Man? Do you want to tell that story?
Yeah. I actually told it yesterday.
So
To my dad, yeah.
one of our episodes a couple ago is called Sam the Umbrella Man, and we were talking about patio season. So take it away.
Yeah, so I was listening to it, and they were talking about Megan and the place Megan works and how people complain about the sun being in their eyes, and it's like, and then Joe just randomly came up with like, oh yeah, geez, Sam the Umbrella Man's gonna stand there to shade the sun from you. But Megan's son and my cousin is Sam, and he worked at the same place that Megan runs for so many years. And I was like, that would actually, the person that Megan would make hold the umbrella would have been Sam.
So
And
it genuinely would have been Sam the
is
Umbrella Man.
And I thought it was hilarious. I was like, Mom, did you tell Joe that it's actually Sam? That makes sense. But she just came up with old Sam, as you do. And
Sam
there
the
you
Umbrella
go.
Man.
So shout out to you, Sam. Get your umbrella ready for next summer.
I did picture Sam holding the umbrella when you said Sam.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sam.
Well, Sam.
All right, we got lots of bonuses in there.
Well, thank you very much for being our first
Yes,
guest,
thank
Amy.
you,
It was a
Amy.
pleasure.
Did you have a fun time on the first podcast?
Yes, lovely time.
Experience?
A lovely day, Ben.
I had a lovely day, Ben. That's from a show in England called Tipping Point, and when they've
Been eliminated,
when
they
they've
go.
been eliminated, they're like, "Oh, have you had thank you for coming." Oh, I've had a lovely day, Ben. So that's
a
what we
lovely
say.
day.
been lovely, Ben. Had a lovely day.
Have a lovely day.
yes.
Alrighty. Well, that's us for now. If you want to reach out to us, Amy, do you know what our email address is?
Oh.
I'm putting you on the spot. It's pod.
Pod dot and another thing at gmail.com.
Yeah.
And they're really
job.
easy to find on Instagram.
Yes. I love it. Alrighty, that's us for now. Everyone have a great week and
And
have a good idea.